So here we are looking at a deck out in El Dorado Hills, Serrano Parkway, and as you can tell, this is a very beautiful deck that has some issues. Issue number one is this deck is exposed to the exterior weather. You can see the stairs down here. It's partially covered and portions of it are not covered, and it was built out of wood with a 4-inch concrete cap that has been stamped to look nice and beautiful like tile. And they have these they have these concrete cast rails which are really heavy. And so what I think the problem is with this deck is there's a lot of these cracks, which I'm going to show you in a second. There's a lot of this cracking going on, which is compromising the watertight integrity of this deck. And I think the reason for this is that this deck was initially designed for something lighter, and whoever finished this job, the builder, ended up going the direction of putting the 4-inch concrete cap on the entire deck, which is super heavy. And then on the ends of this deck they put this concrete cast rail, which is extremely heavy as well. And so all this extra weight is causing stress on the framing, which wasn't engineered initially to hold this much weight. And since it's causing the stress, the framing is shifting and causing all this concrete to crack, and the waterproofing membrane below is also being compromised. So now this deck is leaking moisture through, and potentially could cause thousands and thousands of dollars of damage in the future. So our job here today is to identify what the issue is and come up with the recommendation, which I think is going to be to remove this 4-inch concrete cap, remove all these expensive rails that have to go to waste, and put on a Lightcrete 1/2-inch waterproofing membrane coating, which could also be stamped and stained to look very similar to what they have here now. And instead of this concrete cast rail, we're gonna recommend to put in an iron rail, which is much lighter and would adapt to the framing that was designed for this deck to hold that much weight. And that's going to be an expensive project, but sometimes when the builders put these things together, they forget to check on the structural engineering calculations and make big mistakes that could cost $50, $60, maybe $100,000. Anyways, hope this video helps you, and we'll talk to you later.